Forward to this. It's been a big week of rugby. Obviously, we've had the Junior Gold Cup final just happened. Queensland beat New South Wales 41-12, but we've had these schools games on during the week as well, as we see Tonga just out to run out. And the look on those guys' face the other day when they scored that try against Australia was fantastic. It's good to see, mate. They're here in Australia. They're sleeping on the floor of a church hall. They couldn't afford to pay accommodation, so they're sleeping on mattresses on the floor. It's a great rugby story. I'm looking forward to this.
And if it doesn't give them that boost of energy, and the Tongan supporters there the other day, like anywhere you go around the world, they were vocal. They were loving it. So it was great to see Tonga. And when they scored the try down that corner in front of their supporters, unbelievable.
It was fantastic. And the first game out at Sunnybank too, they had a good support out there as well, as we see the Australian Barbarians come out. Now that game against New Zealand, the Australian Barbarians really impressed me. There was some great work there. I thought that New Zealand were going to get away with it, but they came right back at them, and 55-31 was testament to the great effort by those young boys.
Well, it's interesting the amount of points scored from Australia was a record as well, so it's good, hopefully for Australian rugby in future to be able to score some points.
And I think the good thing about it was the way they threw the ball around. The interpassing was fantastic. I was really impressed with Nongor, the number 3, who scored a fantastic try.
Well, it doesn't matter what country you come from there, Scott. It's it gives you a good buzz, doesn't it, watching these anthems?
It certainly does, and the tears in a few of those Tongan eyes there, and what a proud moment for these young men representing their country. And I think what I like too about this Australian Barbarians concept is that they're able to wear their school socks.
Love
you know, there's a bit of a heritage there for the school, heritage for their country, as we see the Tongan war dance. Quite see that on the camera, but
the passion there again, and the Tongans now playing for pride. As you were saying before, Scott, sleeping on a floor in a church, and how good is this international rugby at this level? And they'll do anything to play for their country.
This side, mate.
Fantastic. And of course,
Good,
this is obviously an opportunity for these players to impress, to possibly play for their country, just as it is for the referee this afternoon, Justin Foster, who's from Western Australia.
Oh, the WA. So Matt Minogue with a kickoff, high kickoff taken there by Napapa. unfortunately, knock on straight away. So that's a big one. We saw the game before this with Queensland versus New South Wales. Quite a hefty scoreline, 41-12. So there's points here today.
There certainly is. It's a little bit wet underfoot, but look, this Ballymore surface is in fantastic condition as we see a nice line-out win there for the Barbars.
So Frittrell with a win off the top. 2 Freds in the team. I don't think you'll have many teams with 2 Freds in the team. Fred Frittrell and Fred Tricks. So Minogue out the back door. Vincent Cray, the skipper, was very strong last week against New Zealand. Dejek came off the bench last week. Good pick and drive by Australia. Tonga with a good line of defence early, taking the legs out, Tongan style. On the outside is Dennis Waite. Dennis Waite on the outside of his opposite number 12. Good tackle there by Tonga.
Yeah, good start there by Waite. Beat it a number of defenders, but nice cover defence there from Tonga.
And you just see that defence, don't you, Scott? Just taken round underneath the knees and that cutting defence.
There's some big hits they put in the other day against Australia too, the Tongans. They certainly know how to tackle these lads.
Off the top, coming out from their own try line. Australia will have to be good here to not give away a penalty. Take the pressure off Tonga. There we go.
Yep, first penalty of the game. Not staying on their feet at the breakdown. It's a crucial area for the game today.
It's very interesting. I find that with a lot of rugby, teams coming out of trouble, the defensive team just have to be patient and try to not give away a penalty because pressure builds in their own 22.
Absolutely, yep. Because you get those pilferers like a Pocock. Is there one of those out in this field today? I'm sure there probably is.
Over the top there, Nabar takes off the top. Here's a man who puts it down onto the ground. So struggling here, Tonga to keep him off the ground, but no, he's on the ground there. Out to Winchester. Winchester with contact. Good contact by Tuffa. Here we go, Australia on the attack, going to go out wide. There's Jungler Bennett. Bennett with a right foot step. We know how sharp he is. Bennett with a left and a right foot step. Jungler Bennett, he's up to the 5 metre line. Tonga will have to be good to hold him out here. Tonga come off the line. The big hooker, Jack Winchester, goes out. Good defence by Tonga.
Impressive run there by Bennett. He had a good game too the other day against New Zealand. So Tonga just holding on there. That's the second time they've stopped the Aussie attack.
So Lonnie to Esse. That's a third one gone down off the top. The big fella, Muli. Australia not committing to the breakdown.
And that's the other thing I think, talking there, Michael, about not committing to the breakdown in that defending area and keeping that pressure on out the back.
Here's Fred Tricks. Tricks was 2 try score against New Zealand last week. Tricks on the outside of Far. Fred Tricks. Tricks will go all the way.
All the tricks of the trade. What a brilliant run by Fred Tricks there. Following on from a fantastic game that he had against the Kiwis the other day.
Well, it didn't look like much was on there, but Tricks, we could just see how strong his upper body is as well.
Yeah, and a very balanced runner as well. And as we look at the replay here, around number 12, straight through, straightens it up. Bumps off another one. Straight under the post. Good start by the Australian Barbarians.
I think what I've been really impressed with schoolboy rugby is the acceleration and the strength. Gone are the days where you've got a 10 metre accelerate. Now you've got 2 or 3 metres. It's unbelievable.
So conversion right in front of the posts here.
So Matt Minogue.
Hallowed turf of Ballymore. What a great place for rugby this has been over the years. Straight down the black dot.
So yeah, coming to Ballymore, just driving here, it's got a lot of history here, and it's great to see. It's actually a good crowd here this afternoon. This is the third of the 4th games today.
Yep, a couple of thousand people here easily, I'd say. This grandstand, the McLean grandstand, would be at least half full, but you can't see that on your TV. But many battles have been fought here at Ballymore.
Akaola to kick off. So puts that up high. Knocked back by Frutrell. Referee says, no, knock on by Tonga.
Right idea by Tonga, the shorter kick, and the man going up for the ball just unfortunately knocked it on. So the pressure goes off them.
Be interesting to see the first scrum this afternoon. See Zane Nongor on the right-hand side of the scrum. against Lotti Pomete. Bit of a size difference there.
Yeah, very good game against the New Zealanders.
Sit.
To Jack with a feed.
Solid Australian scrum to start with there.
Minogue out to Bennett. Bennett with that left foot just on the outside of the 22. Will he find dirt? Osika. Osika with a bit of room to move. Jumps again.
It's the second time he's done that in a week. He did that.
I was going to say, if it works, why not use it?
Yeah, fantastic. Not only is he a good fullback, he's a good hurdler.
So gets up over the 10-metre line.
Did that perfectly against the Australians the other day out at Tennyson at Gregory Terrace's grounds.
So Osamu taking the hit up. Left foot, right foot step by the big number 7 for Nua. Out the back, getting himself out of trouble.
On.
Goes to Bennett. Bennett with a great take. Bennett gets around, doesn't get around Poesi. Scrappy ball for Australia. Nongor the man with the out the back door to Minogue. There's the skipper Cray. Cuts it out there to Dutois. Dutois, he'll go all the way. He's got some toe. Lemesia Moala could not take him.
Sensational counter-attack try there by Australia, and just through the hands just nicely. And isn't it nice to see some players running straight as well, just looking at the replay here. The big filler there, the offload. That's where it all started.
And with Dennis Waite just waiting, but just cut out the ball to Dualis there. But I tell you what, back in the old days, you wouldn't see a number 3 doing the out the back door play, would you?
No, he's got some skills. As we see that replay that went viral the other day, and it's going to go viral again today. I mean, that's sensational. That's adding to the whole game, isn't it? That's just magnificent.
Where do you learn to jump like that? That's what I'm thinking.
But he's practicing that in training or not.
So Minogue with another kick. This one a little bit harder than this first one. 7.5 minutes gone. Minogue strikes it. Just doesn't come around. Minogue from King's College. 12-0 after nearly 8 minutes. So Tonga in parts there, Scott, they're looking pretty good, but they're just at these crunch times losing the ball.
Yeah. So I just had the chat.
Ball handling hasn't been fantastic from Tonga to start with. Look, they'll hold their own early in this game. What you don't really want to see is it to break out too much for them, and I really would like to see them get into the Aussie 22 and put some real pressure on them. Good for the game. Going short again.
Bit too much this time. Can't keep it in. And they're those kind of what the coach would like. Just after a try scored against him, make Australia barrel their way out of their own half.
Okay, guys, I'm going to move you to the side here off this patch, okay?
Referee just moving the scrum off the middle patch. There is a bit muddy around that centre point of the ground.
There's been a bit of rain around Brisbane the last 24 hours, plenty more coming, but Ballymore's held up really well this time of the year too.
It's a good ground for drainage because of the dome type shape of it, but very well maintained here. The Aussie scrum dominant again here.
Hold now, Green. Hold.
To Jack, out to Minogue. Minogue puts it on the boot. Just a good kick there. Taking some time now for the fullback. This time doesn't jump, tries to keep the ball in.
Flag up.
Aussie car, no jump this time.
Nice insight there by Minogue, just with the little kick in behind the Tongans. You could
Max
see
here,
that the fullback had gone back a little bit. So smart work there.
Time off.
So just with the refereeing there, so Foster's come across from
Guys,
WA.
Yeah, he's part of our development program, and with so many games on at the moment, Michael, that gives us opportunities as well to develop our referees. Justin hails from Perth, originally from South Africa actually, and one of a number of good referees from over in Perth. There was another young lad, Mark Sheriff, who was refereeing at the under-16s as well. Yep. So we're under the pump a bit this weekend because there's so many competitions on. There's the full round of FC. There'd been the NRC under-19s down in Canberra, the under-16s and Junior Gold Cup down at Southport, and we've also got the women's A-on 7s happening down at Bond University today as well. So people all over the place, and of course tonight Angus Gardner, our leading referee, actually takes the whistle for South Africa versus New Zealand. So that'll be a crunch game over there.
And Angus Gardner only a few weeks ago refereeing the GPS final as well.
Yeah, and that's part and parcel of what we like to do is bring some of our top guys back to the community level. There's a good win by Tonga at that line out.
Moala trying to get out of trouble, hit with a big JP Tominiko.
Advantage. Too slow.
So referee says advantage too slow, rolling away. Quick tap by the Tongans. We know what Tongan like to do, come out of their own half. Sorry, their own 22, beg your pardon.
Yeah, they did that the other day against Australia and also New Zealand. They're reluctant to kick for the line, and they're running the ball from anywhere on the field.
Good clean out by Whenua, the number 7. The Tongans now lining up, but Australia equal to the task. Mooley, he's a big human being going at a lot of pace. Out the back door, I think a bit of a mix-up there, but Australia to the task. Aiden Kelso, he's impressed me. He's been a very tight number 8 the last couple of weeks. So plenty of numbers there coming out of the line. So Tonga looking to go a little bit wider this time. No. Moala picks and drives and goes himself.
This is good work by Tonga.
So just out the back there, trying to just reassert that. Osama. So Dennis Wade, equal the task. Just trying to punch in there around the sides of the rucks and mauls there, but doing very well so far. To Uppy. Good tackle by number 7, Barnabas. Short ball to the big man. Tries to offload, can't do that. Referee says no lifting, that's okay. Now the crash ball by Tonga.
So they've got numbers out wide now, Michael, if they can get the ball out quickly.
They've played it well, Tonga outside. No, referee says offside.
Australia offside there, 13, Australia offside. They create the opportunity there, quick ball. Would have seen them gain further territory. Good patch there by Tonga.
I think a bit of flair, obviously, by the Tongan team and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes the Australian and New Zealand teams aren't expecting that bit of flair. They're always expecting a bit more set structure, I'd imagine.
It's a Pacific Island way, isn't it? They just watching the Fiji and Nadrua, but just playing before against the Canberra Vikings in the NRC. And fantastic tries scored there, but they've really added to that competition.
Well, I was at a hotel a little while ago, just saw a couple of the Drua players. Oh, I'll tell you what, they were big human beings.
They certainly are.
So well taken by Napa. Here we go, Tonga with an opportunity into the Australian half, probably about the first time. Good tackle by Fred Tricks, one of the try scorers so far. 2 passes away from the ruck. There's numbers there for Tonga. This don't get outside the second pass.
Yeah, they're creating the numbers. They're just not getting it through the hands as quickly as they'd like at the minute.
Can't stick to the tackle. Going back to this wing.
Hold here. Step.
Reloading the Tongan team. Australia with a good defence, good line back over the halfway now.
A good tackle there by Barnabas.
So that pass has hit the deck. That's what Minogue in defence, dives on the ball there, gets in front of Lonetanese.
Counter-ruck's good, play
Counter-ruck is great. There's 1 Tongan and 3 Australians. Not very good on the Australian team right there. Here we go, the big fella, Muli. Cut out ball, here we go. Some open rugby, some open park in front of them. Here goes the Tongans, inside out. Another good tackle. Good pick up and driving tackle by Brent Wellington. The Tongans now looking down the left-hand side, but unfortunately all the pressure taken off. Here's Jungala Bennett. Jungala Bennett with broken line. He's off his left, off his right. Jungala Bennett with a left foot kick through. Coming down, Fred Tricks just hits the line. I tell you what, Scotty, I tell you that this year we've watched Jungala Bennett in broken play. He has been dynamite.
Nudgy
boy,
what a game that was. Nudgy versus TSS. Try in the last minute.
And that was him as well too, so Lorna Tenese.
Yeah, so they've set him.
So all that possession and territory came to nothing there for Tonga, unfortunately. Just a poor ball carry there, and it was stripped in the tackle by Cray, actually.
So I'm not too sure whether hitting the deck at this stage of the field from the second row is what they really want. But anyway, Tonga with the ball through a dummy. Offload, no good this time. Advantage to Australia.
First one off red.
Certainly not afraid to run it from their own 22, Tonga, which is good to see.
Knock on.
Now, from a refereeing perspective, when a team's on their 5 metre line here, are you watching for anything in particular from a scrum, or just basically, you know, you're watching for the old wily props, I suppose, pulling the wool over your eyes?
Yeah, look, with this being under 19 laws, so the scrum is not as contestable as it is in the senior laws. But look, there's a number of things they've got to look at here at the scrum. Obviously, there's the bind. The setup's the most crucial part of refereeing the scrum. You've got to get that right. As we see another dominant scrum by Australia. That's picked up nicely at the back.
Cray, short ball to Tricks. Good tackle, Tricks will score.
Just simple work there by the Aussies. Nice pick up by number 8 there. Kelso quickly out to Tricks again for his second try.
It just bodies in motion there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Close to the line.
Second try of the match for the Australian Barbarians.
You know, it's simple rugby can result in points very quickly. And as we see the replay here, the nice pass back to
Actually hotter than it seems.
to Jack. Yeah, good work. And on to Tricks, the try-scoring machine.
Well, that's what rugby is, isn't it? Do the basics right, and hopefully they come off. And you look at teams like New Zealand and doing the basics right.
We see a bit of that over in Argentina tonight for Australia. Of course, the Wallabies playing Argentina tonight.
Everything's crossed for that one.
So Minogue attempting this conversion. It's a better kick from Minogue there, straight down the... Yeah.
So Minogue makes no mistake. Another 2 points on the board, so...
All Australian Barbarians at the moment, 19-0.
Well, there's plenty of other action happening everywhere around Australia, and so, you know, Rugby.com.au, many different streams going with the Aeon 7s and the NRC, sorry. Yeah, sorry. And it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yep. Great opportunities for all our players, coaches and officials to develop in these competitions around the country.
Yep.
Future Wallabies, future international referees, future coaches of Super Rugby or Test match level. Great opportunities.
Make it now. Substitution to red, please. Okay, number 2.
So Tongan 2 is coming off.
So Sione Lona Tenisi replaced by Karma.
So there are 12 subs each side in this competition. So play can come back on.
So Wellington with a big rumble up the middle there. That's good meters right off the kickoff. Out the back door one more time, Minogue. He's got his skipper Cray inside to Jungle of Bennett. Bennett beats one tackle this time. Over the top ball this time. Here we go down the left-hand side again. Matt Dualis.
That pass by Bennett was superb, just over the top.
So the forward's in the way there. That's probably not what the doctor ordered here. Here's the man who started it all, Brent Wellington. Wellington in and away. Tongans equal to the task. Here's a big fella, Tomanico. Dennis Waite. Waite, he's a big man for a number 13. Waite beats 3 or 4 tackles. He's still going. Good tackle by the scrum half, Moala.
Yeah, I was watching the Australian team warm up outside, and that Waite is massive. I thought he was a second row at first until he turned around and saw number 13 on his back.
It's unbelievable, isn't he?
Massive.
Hits the deck again, out to Wellington. Third time he's been involved. Goes behind Bennett. Bennett looking up. Another right and left foot step. Breaks, misses one tackle. Referee misses him as well. Nongor, they probably watched him from last week. Don't want to give him any room at all.
No, fantastic try against the New Zealanders.
Oh, goes down by that man, Kelso. But Tonga again, very good in their defence and not panicking. Moala. 2 passes from the ruck. Australia meets the big men in the middle of the field.
Green, leave.
Scrum half one more time. Just reloading. Tonga just have to just reload here and not panic.
No. Advantage is over.
So numbers here for Tonga, inside and out. This is the Tongan rugby you like to see. Big, strong legs going through the tackle. Australia drive through.
Yeah, good work there by Barnabas. He created that, drove straight through the ruck. And then they obviously found Tonga offside in that ruck. See the replay here. Barnabas was on the ball and just drove straight through. That's good work.
Just good body height there, wasn't it, by Barnabas? Unbelievable. So here we go, Australia. The Australian Barbarian team. So Jack Winchester. Burship College from Coffs Harbour. Goes to at the back. Drops the ball down. Out to that man Barnabas one more time. Driving over the ball. Zach Perrin. Not too far away.
Red 4. Advantage.
So
Red 4 offside.
The big Nongor says go this way. Only a couple of metres out. Tonga's got to be good here. Change of direction by Cray. Cray on the outside. Cray. The skipper. Cray.
On the line.
Try.
Thanks, mate.
Good work again by the Australian Barbarians. And every time they're getting into this 22 now, they're scoring points, which of course is crucial in rugby. Just looking at the replay there. Nice little offload there by Tujek. And started it all, and then he's involved again. Out to Cray. And he'll crash over. It's a great try by the Aussie Barbarians.
Yeah, good strong reign number 12, isn't it?
Side of the line, mate. You're good. Yeah.
These Aussie forwards have been impressive so far.
Well, I was going to say, last week their tight five really stood up against New Zealand. Their scrummaging was very good for the first 20 minutes, but then New Zealand they brought some fresh legs on, and there's some really strong scrummages from the team, but they did very well.
As every New Zealand team does, unfortunately. Their finishers, as Michael Checker calls them, when they come on, they just step up a notch, don't they? You can just see it every time these New Zealand teams play. Just before half-time and just after half-time, they step up a notch. And the thing I really love about watching the Kiwi teams is that if they're down a man for a sin bin or what have you, they've got a plan in place. They get out there, they know what to do. And they play harder, and they're more committed in that period. And you see, very rarely do you see points scored against New Zealand when they have a player off the field.
It's plan A, B, C, and D, isn't it? And it's great to be able to follow.
Look, these Tongans aren't giving up. They're out there. They're having a real crack. And if they can just get that ball out a little bit wider, I think they might find some gaps in the Aussie defence there, because there are a couple of occasions there where they're getting the numbers, but the ball is just not going through the hands quick enough.
Yeah, you can see on the left-hand side here, they've probably come over this side a half a dozen times and just not getting that pass away. So Akaola doesn't go 10 metres.
That's a real coach killer, isn't it?
I think that's why coaches don't have much hair anymore.
No. Yep. Who'd be a coach?
Well, he's coaching referees, I was going to say. From a referee's coach's perspective, is that your have you pull out your hair moments?
Oh, definitely, absolutely. It's no different to when they cross that white line out there. It's up to them, isn't it? So it's just like when you're coaching a team. There's just so many things outside your control. As we see this Aussie scrum dominant yet again.
So pick up 8-9 to 12. Out the back door there. Wanted to try to get Bennett one-on-one with his opposite number. Left foot kick one more time. Very effective. But this time, Tonga right on the ball. The scrum half, Moala. Offload there. This is the fullback. They don't want to go over the top again this time. Good defensive tackle by the hooker.
He thought about that hurdle again. He started to go up into the air. I wonder if he runs the 400 hurdles back in Tonga as well, because just look at him here. There he goes. It's like the Campese goose step, isn't it?
How good is it?
Oh. Messy line out there by the Australian Barbarians. And a little knock on at the back of the line now by Tujek. But Tujek's had a good game so far.
Yeah, he's been last couple of weeks. He came off the bench, and the scrum half last week he really picked it up for the Australian team. Crisp passing. Him and Edmed is on the bench today, so be very interested to see when they get injected this afternoon.
Sit.
So this is the first scrum feed to Tonga in the game.
Great camera work right there. Short ball. Good rumble up the middle by Tonga. Good rumbling. Australia not committing to the breakdown there. The big man, number 18, is Karma.
Yeah, there's a nice little offload there by Maasi. As we see a penalty to Australia. Tonga just running one off there. First line break that we've seen by Tonga from a short offload.
And that was good scrummaging by Karma. He was at the scrum, then he's at the second breakdown. So it was really good from the big man getting over there fast. And I think I always go, the size of these guys these days, how fast they are around the park.
Yeah, and it was actually good work by the Tongan scrum there as well, even though the Aussie scrum was dominant. The halfback realised to get that ball out quickly, which set up that phase.
Nice there. Yep, nice big gap there for me.
So 25 minutes gone in the first half. 35-minute halves in schoolboy rugby. Australia 24, Tonga 0. Barnabas off the top. Australia trying to go out the back door a little bit. Time Cray one more time trying to get on the opposite shoulder of Far.
Great win by Tonga there.
Australia again turning that ball over. Here we go, the big number 8. Hofono, knocks that on there, disappointing. This is just opening up a little bit.
Yeah, good work there by Tonga over the ball, stole that one from the Aussies as we see Minogue, nice pass by him.
And there's Dennis Waite, the big man. Waite in and away, left and right foot steps, good contact by the fullback but doesn't stick to his tackle. Number 11 is Lolo.
Yeah, great run by Waite. Again, he's having a very, very good game.
Kicks the ball through, that's Dualis again. Just doesn't kick up for him.
I'd like to see Australia Barbarians keep that ball in hand there. Here's that turnover here by Tonga. We can see which number it was. Out of camera, number 5 there. Nice offload as well.
And just can't finish it, can they, unfortunately? They got the right idea, getting on the outside of their players, the Tongans. I'll tell you what, sooner or later, though, it's going to stick. Number 5, play on, referee says, but knocked on there by Perrin. Oh, Fred Futrell, sorry.
Okay, we're going to scrum.
Tongan line out, not quite functioning properly just at the minute.
Not straight. Scrum. Yeah.
So Fred Tricks on screen. 2 tries today, 2 tries last week.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
So here we go. Off the back of the scrum one more time. Out the back door, Minogue. Good contact by the Tongan back line. Back to the left. Fred Futrell from Churchy in Brisbane.
No. Playing the 9. He's played.
Quick tap there by the halfback. Try. So just a little bit too quick out of the gate there. Scott, wasn't he?
Yeah, and good work by Tajek, just realising that the Tongans weren't back 10, the quick tap, and over he goes. Pretty simple in the end there. Number 8 from Tonga, Fahuna, taking the play without the ball. And then Tajek right on top of it. Quick tap, over he goes.
Like every cheeky little halfback does, don't they? There's always, it's in their DNA as a halfback.
And he's been instrumental in a number of these tries so far. 29-0. That's 7 minutes to go before half time.
Doing pretty well with their timing on when to come.
So straight after this game this afternoon, we've got Australian schools versus New Zealand schools, which shall be an absolute barn burner.
Yeah, because New Zealand beat Tonga 54-0, and then Australian Barbarians 55-31, and Australia beat Tonga 53-10. So on paper, it looks like it could be a fairly tight contest there. Because Australian schools play New Zealand schools each year, and we did win a couple of years ago over in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
And last year I think was a pretty tight game as well.
Yeah, good to go, mate.
Thanks. So plenty reserves now coming on for Tonga. Kickoff. That's a better kickoff this time.
Red knock on.
Red knock
Advantage
on. That's
green,
taken
knock
by
on by red.
Nongor, the big fella. Out to his prop mate is JP Tomanico.
Advantage
Craig
over.
just waiting. Out the back here, they see they want to get Bennett one-on-one with people. Bennett one more time. Inside ball. To the big number.
Yep. Play on.
Off the deck, not a problem at all. Zach Perrin.
No. You're offside.
So, and that's just another coach killer, isn't it? Coming out of their own half and just giving the Australian
Offside.
team a benefit of another 20 or 30 metres.
It takes all the pressure off Australia. Gives them another attacking opportunity. And their line out has been good today.
Good purchase by Minogue. So, just under 5 minutes before half time. Winchester with the throw in. Perrin off the top one more time. Tongan shoot out of the line. Good tackle by Napa'a. Goes out there.
Flag.
Out by Australia. So, probably not the result Australia wanted there.
No, a little mishap there. Their line-out's been good all game so far.
Just hold to me. Green.
Although
Open up
Tonga
a bit.
did win
Green.
one line-out throw
Thank you.
from the Aussies. So what can Tonga do here? Can they get out of their 22 and put pressure on Australia again like they did a couple of minutes ago?
Play on.
Go straight over the top to Mooley, the big fella.
Don't think it was quite intended for him.
We'll take that one there. Here we go. New fly half on the field
Tackle
for
now.
Tonga. Referee says tackle, play on. 18 is Kama. Tonga here with the best chance of the afternoon now. They're looking better structured with a few minutes to go. Now the fresh legs coming on. There's Ma'ashi.
It's good work in the contact area there by Tonga.
Here we go. Fresh legs just got on the outside of
Red knock.
Tajek. Or was that, sorry, I bet that was Barnabas.
Little knock on.
Yeah, good tackle by Barnabas and forced the error.
That's it.
So, as we said before, just a few sticking passes. That's all the Tongan team needs, and all of a sudden, confidence. And we know what confidence does to a lot of the Islander teams as well.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
So better scrummaging by 18 is Kama. Ball goes on the deck.
Yeah, sloppy pass there by Kelso.
Craig.
No red.
Tonga no, referee
Ruck's
says.
You're too late.
Penalising number 6 there, Tafa.
Ruck. Number 6.
So good communication by the referee there, knowing exactly what he wanted. That's a great touch finder. Just before half-time, can Australia get one more before half-time? Can Tonga hold them out? So Winchester. Goes back at the back of the line one more time. Minogue, he'll take on the line himself.
Tackle release.
Numbers lining up on the left-hand side here. There's Fred Tricks, Dennis Waite, and the winger. Will he go in for his second of the afternoon? Try time. Both wingers scoring doubles this afternoon.
Yeah, these Aussie wingers having a field day up there.
There's been nothing really that have runaway tries around. They've been good, hard. They've been well-worked tries. So
It's very, very well worked
Yeah.
tries. In interjection between the forwards and the backs, you know, it's pretty crisp. It's pretty impressive to watch, really.
So just before half-time, the Barbars 36-0.
because there's no real wind today at Ballymore, so it's not creating any opportunity for Tonga to turn around and have the breeze behind their back, unfortunately. Good crowd here at Ballymore. There's a few people in the eastern stand as well, which is surprising.
So Minogue misses that one there.
Conversion was unsuccessful.
So 36-0 just before half-time. Both wingers scoring 2 tries, and Cray also with a try.
Been really impressed with Cray straight running and Dennis Waite as well from Brisbane Grammar. Very straight runners, good offloaders.
What I noticed as well, Matt Minogue's been giving really good service. It's crisp, it's clean. So one more kickoff just before half-time. Just on the 22-metre line. The big fella, Perrin. He's been strong this afternoon, Perrin in the tight. Minogue just wants to see what's going to happen. There's numbers out here for Australia if we want to use it. Aidan Kelso, oh, he's been turned by the Tongans.
Play on.
Good work in the clean out there by the Aussies. It looked as though Tonga had won that.
So Cray with an inside ball. Offloads here and might kill Tonga's chances of going to half-time without a score against them. Australia want to score. Cut-out ball, hits the deck to Tricks. Tricks met by 2 Tongan defenders.
No red, leave it. No hands.
So here's the big fellas again. Offload, oh, prop to second rower. How good's that? No contact there for Tonga. Minogue, that's probably not what they wanted to do for half-time. Bit of a brain snap.
Tackle, release.
So Semi Maasi taking that ball with a great slips catch.
So what can Tonga do here? Get a bit of ball out to their speedy backs, and because they're number 15.
The high jumper.
The high jumper.
Advantage red, knock on by green. Play on advantage.
Play on. Mafua wasn't too short what's going on there. Tonga with the ball. Plenty of faces going on. The big number 3, Muli. Offloads one more time. Here we go.
Yeah,
Offloads again.
2 good offloads today.
So unfortunately Tonga just failing in that last gasp.
No, muck there, muck there.
So Tajek with a quick tap. Bennett. Cray one more time. He looks out to the big number 8. The big number 8. Contact with the high jumper. Rolls him close to the sideline. Doesn't work. Tajek with a kick. There's Jungler Bennett coming through.
Oh, great take.
Great take.
That's awesome footy by the Tongans.
So Tonga with the ball now. What are we going to see?
It was their halfback number 9, Moala.
So the 19 is Mafua.
Play advantage, knock on by red.
Turnover one more time. Big Zane Nongor. 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 No, he's still going. Zane Nongor. 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 He's in the try line. Try time.
I was going to say that certainly deserved a try. What a great run by the big fella. He scored a fantastic try against New Zealand on Monday earlier this week. And just see here, that's good work by Barnabas to win that. And here's Nongor. Look at him going, driving those legs. That's 3 Tongans trying to get him down there. Another 2 here. Another 4 there. And he's still going to go over and score this try.
He's obviously one of a big family because that must be the last bread roll on the table and you have to fight for it. So he did well, big Zane Nongor.
It's hard to tell who's the bigger out of these 2 Aussie props. They're both big men.
So that's it at half-time. Australia Barbarians 43, Tonga 0. So Scott Young, what do you take out of that half there? Is it Tonga nearly got to a couple of good line breaks, but unfortunately couldn't convert?
No, just total dominance across the field by the Australian Barbarians in all aspects. Great work by the forwards and nice interjections by the backs with some good strong running by the outside backs, scoring some fantastic tries.
So Scott Young, we're going to take a quick break here, but Rugby.com.au is where you can find all the action, all the up-to-date information for all rugby. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
We all start somewhere. For me, it was right here. My first match, my first win, my first loss. Tackles, torn muscles, bloodied eyes. At the time, I thought it was just practice for the next match. Turns out, it was bigger than that.
Well, welcome back to this second half action. The Australian Barbarians versus Tongan Schools. Bit of a one-sided first half, 43-0 to the Barbarians, but Tonga showed some signs of some life just before half-time. So my name is Michael Chettle, and joining me once more, Scott Young. Youngie, what did you think of that first half?
By the Australian Barbarians. Some great work by the forwards throughout the game.
So here we go, just before half-time. Some Arsi to kick off. So a few technical issues here, but we'll get into it straight away. So number 22, Marcy, kick off down to the Australian Schools Barbarians. And Australia will just take that one into touch. So 43-0 at half-time. The Barbarians will be hoping
Mike's there, yep, to the right.
to just do the little things right this half. Over the top, out the back door one more time. That's Mooley. That's about the third time this afternoon that's happened. Aiden Kelso. Pick and drive one more time for the Tongans. Just over halfway.
Off your feet, 7. Fine.
Marcy, good service since he's come on from before half-time. For Esse. Pick and drive one more time. Welcome back, Scott Young.
Technical issues.
So Australia all over the ball there, Matt Minogue. That was okay, good turnover. Well.
Now, Australia a little lucky there, I think, with that penalty. Tonga had done enough for mine to win that ball.
So I'll tell you,
I'm going to have a chat to him now.
Samisi Marcy, number 22, has a good service since coming back on the field. I think he's taken over from number 10, Akawola.
Just unfortunate there for Tonga, just starting to gain a little bit of ascendancy. So Aussie Barbarians back on attack into the Tongan 22 for the first time in the second half.
So Winchester with a throw, just goes to number 2 this time, safety first.
Fine.
We saw some good strong running by both centres this afternoon. Dennis Waite winds himself up. He's still going. Dennis Waite hits his stomach. Not held, play on, says the referee. 5 metres out.
Tackle now, release.
Australia's School Barbarians going to the left-hand side. Cut out ball. Left foot step, right foot step.
33.
Better contact by Tonga. At number 7 this afternoon. Scott Young's been everywhere. Zach Barnabas.
Yeah, had a very good game. Really
is fine.
impressive.
Just a knock-on advantage.
Has number 10, Minogue, really directing the play beautifully and working quite nicely with Tajek, the halfback.
Zane Nongor one more time. Nongor unfortunately loses the ball. Good take by Pomete.
Yeah, nice strip, but there's a try has been awarded.
Stripped back by Red. Stripped back by Red.
Stripped back by Red,
No.
Referee says. Just have a close look at the replay on this one.
See, it's like a thief in the night there, I think.
Yeah. So good run by Nongor again, but stripped out nicely by number 19 for Samoa, Mafua. And then stripped again, and Australia scored. Pretty simple try.
Well, like a seagull on a chip, number 7.
Just
has a good number 7, always on the ball. How good's that? So that's not the start Tonga wanted.
But Nongor continues. Every time he gets that ball, he's got players hanging off him. 3 trying to tackle him again there. See the conversion.
So the guy that size and that pace, just try to put him down. I know we always tell the kids go around the legs, but his legs are so big.
Captain, call the captain.
Well, it seems he's got incredible pace as well for such a big
Remember
fella.
what we spoke about at half-time, those breakdowns? We need to clean it up there, get the discipline right, okay? Otherwise, you're going to give me no option. Yep.
Well, I'm going to say, Scott, that the communication by a referee in this first half and now has been really good. He's explaining exactly what he's looking for, and if the teams then do the wrong thing, he's already explained to them.
Yeah, and one of the keys about being a good referee is to communicate and communicate specifically, and he's doing a good job in that regard today.
So Matt Minogue makes no mistake, getting just on the 10-metre line. As you said before, not much wind here at all, so it's no respite for Tonga.
Yeah, if you look at that
Keep the space.
assistant referee flag there, you can see there's no breeze whatsoever.
So crowd starting to fill up a little bit more in the stands here at Ballymore this afternoon. Goes over the top one more time. Nongor, the two big number 3s collide. Another turnover.
Stay up, Green.
Big number 19, Mafua.
Hold there.
It's Australia in the lineup in defence. Another Fonua, number 7, has been very strong this afternoon, without any luck, unfortunately. There's numbers on the left-hand side here for Tonga if they can get off the load. They can't. Australia equal to the task.
Green.
So Fred Tricks in a ruck. Ball hits the deck, not what Tonga would like at this time of the day. Good tackle by the Australian Barbarian team. Numbers on the outside, puts on the right foot. The bounce needs to be good for Australia. Bennett with a knee slide in there, very gutsy move.
He's done it on 2 occasions today. Used the fact that the ground's a little bit wet and slid into the ball. Really talented.
Big second rower, Fred Futrell. Tajek with a kick, box kick. Has it gone too far? It just hit on the inside. The bounce is good.
Yeah, it's a good box kick by Tajek. Takes the pressure right off Australia.
Yep.
So we see some substitutions to the Australian Barbarians.
Come off subs.
And 7 red as well.
7 red.
And 7 Tongas coming off as
Green's all
well.
good.
So this is a great little chip and chase here.
Yeah, look, the Aussie, as we see Bennett slide in, and I mean, that's just smart, isn't it? It protects the ball, and then the man who's on his feet can close off the ball for the Australian Barbarians there. But right idea by Tonga.
They've shown a bit of spark just after half-time. Their reserve forwards have come on and really shown a bit of spark. So number 20, Philly Mohala. I'll take that one.
Well pronounced. Here's a bit of work going on by the Tongans out the back. Number 9.
Just that round the corner pass. They're looking for that one there.
Away. Yeah, Australia over the top again. That's
Fred Tricks, I think it was.
Yep. Not only can he score tries, but he can steal the ball at the breakdown.
Well, in this
Does all the things.
This day and age in rugby, it doesn't matter if you're 1 through to 15. Everyone can do everything these days. So Tricks with 1 steal on his team list sheet.
And 2 tries, 2 very good tries as well.
So 19 is Harry Fox on the field. Padua College, 20 goes up, is Lachlan Dring.
6 red offside. Advantage 6 red offside in the back
He's
line.
been strong this afternoon. Aiden Kelso, he's still going. Is that, no, beg your pardon, that's Barnabas. No, it wasn't, it was Wellington. I called every back row except for him.
Yeah, 6 red offside from the line out.
6 red offside.
Tougher. Tongans will just need to watch their discipline a little bit.
So just gets on the 5 metre line. We've seen a few balls go off the top now, Scott. So I think, what do you think, Australia take the ball down and drive through?
Definitely. So number 19 is Fox. It's the biggest player on the field in terms of height. Yeah.
Time back on.
So 19 is Harry Fox, number 20 is Lachlan Dring.
Go to Fox by the looks. No.
Short
to
ball
one.
to Tomanico. He wants to get into the action with tries this afternoon. They're lining up here, Australia with an offload there. The big number 7, Barnabas. He's been on everything this afternoon. Turnover. Tonga with the offloads there. Ball goes to deck.
Yeah, unfortunate for Tonga there. There was a man unmarked there. A little bit of sloppiness by the Australian forwards in this half in the contact area. It's been stolen 3 or 4 times by the Tongans.
10 green and 14.
It's like bingo at the moment, isn't it? 10 green, 14 green.
Nongor coming off.
So both scrum half and fly half being, so Tane Edmed, fly half. Perrin driving through at the back there. You can see the ball there very cleanly for Australian Barbarian Schools.
It's good work by Tonga there to hold that up. That Australia had the
Goes
drive.
himself. Yeah, you're right. That was good defence.
The original Maul defence was good, but Australia just too good there. Just one off the back and straight over for yet another try, which takes it to 55. Australian Barbarians to Tonga 0.
And it's a really tough thing to defend against a well-set Maul, isn't it? Unbelievable.
It was just here. They stopped it there. It was good work by Tonga. And we see number 7, Zach Barnabas, scoring that try. Good camera work there. So Edmed takes over the kicking.
So Edmed goes to the right there. Not the greatest start in the world for Tane Edmed. So 55-0.
I really would like to see Tonga score a try here.
I think everybody in the crowd watching at home, all of Tonga, want to see a try this afternoon.
As I said the other day when they scored that try, I think they had won the World Cup. It was just elation. It was great to see. Beautiful part of the world, Tonga. Was savaged by Cyclone a couple of years ago. It's wonderful people, wonderful hosts when you go over there.
So you refereed over
had
there?
a couple of trips over there, Michael, yeah, and really enjoyable. All those Pacific Island nations are fantastic hosts, and they love their rugby.
Here we go. Tonga,
Backwards.
unfortunately, goes to the deck one more time.
Fox, nice run by him and pick up.
Harry Fox, good run. Tonga going to have to be good here. 2 passes at Med. Inside ball was on. Referee says that was okay. 3 in the tackle there. One more time. Another turnover there. Strength from Tongan players this afternoon has been very impressive.
This second half, they've had 5 turnovers in the contest, should I say. It's been very good work by Tonga.
Number 17 came on. Good line by the big number 6, Taufa. That's a great line by the big number 6. Just changing up a little bit. Australia, a little bit, maybe a little bit too tired. Just getting
work here. 6 just lost it in the contact and the tackle there on the ground.
So Nongor still on. Look at that for a good-looking front row, hey? That's for the Front Rowers Club. What do you think?
Crouch. Bind.
The brains trust of every team, apparently.
Stand up, guys.
It's a game within a game, isn't it? The scrum, and it's something a lot of us will never, ever understand.
But you as a referee would have been told many rules by front rowers over the years, surely, and many halfbacks would have told you what you're missing.
Crouch.
Everyone's done a refereeing course as a front row, surely.
Because when you think of 2 scrums, roughly 850 kilos, it's basically like 2 rhinos hitting each other. So there's got to be a bit of give and take there, hasn't there?
Unbelievable. So
incredible force in that with that amount of weight behind it.
So here's Fanua, Haloti Fanua, who got the intercept last week against New Zealand, ran 60 metres for a great try.
Yeah, the New Zealanders were using the cutout pass against Australian Barbarians on Monday last week, and it was only a matter of time before there was going to be an intercept, and he picked it, and in
Shut
his
the
own
gate.
22, straight down.
That's it.
It was very impressive.
So one more time goes over the top. Hasn't been good afternoon this afternoon for the Tongan line out.
Green knock. Little knock on there.
So just from last week on Rugby.com.au, there's a lot of great highlights from last week's game, and right from the huck all the way through to the tries near the end for Australia.
And let's hope that the next game is equally as exciting as that one was. And that the Australians can put points on early against the New Zealand schools.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle, obviously, going from the last couple of games. Both teams hitting a 50-odd points each, and it's going to be an interesting afternoon.
Good scrum by Tonga there.
So trying to go the back door. That time there. Flick pass there. Touchy said that's okay.
More flair there by the Tongans.
So Tonga coming out of their own half.
This replacement halfback for Tonga's passing is very crisp.
Asi Kaia. Good contact by number 20.
This is good work by Tonga now.
22 Maasi. Maasi's been strong this afternoon since coming on. The 21 and 22. Rumbling straight up the middle. Good contact by Archer Hulse.
Good meterage gain here. There he goes again. That's a different guy though this time.
It's Poesi. I'll tell you what.
Hold.
I'll tell you what.
Held in the tackle.
I'm not too sure what these wingers have taken and fullbacks have taken. Poesi here, jumping there. Here we go. Left-hand side of the park. Kicks ahead. Is that a little bit too deep? Kicks up. Bit too much pepper. So
Tonga get the scrum option back here. So we've got two high jumpers.
Yeah. Green 3, sorry.
Or scrum there.
just kicks a little bit too much there to Talis, the 2 try scorer this afternoon.
Going for the scrum.
I don't know where you get the confidence to jump above people when there's a big 140 kilo people near you. Like, what's going on?
Phenomenal.
So Nongor coming off, having a breather. Well-deserved rest.
Great game with a fantastic try just before half-time where he carried nearly 5 people across the line with him.
Crouch.
So Archer Holt's going from loose head to tight head. How good's that? He can do everything.
Sit.
That's some feat by
Stand up.
Nongor. 5 big Tongans and he carried them across the line with him.
Yeah. We're a bit unstable, guys. I'm going to give you a bit more time, okay? Let's slow it down.
So 51 minutes gone. Barbarians 55, Tonga 0.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. Green. Right play.
So, good scrum by Tonga. Looking at numbers here. The high jumper again, poor Essie. Doesn't go high this time.
Not on ball. Got to roll out there.
The Australian Barbarians not rolling out that tackle there. They're probably a bit lucky too at that last scrum not to be penalised as well.
So a little bit more flair with the Tongan team now. It's actually just building up for something. Surely 1 try. If we see 1, we hopefully see 2.
They're not taking the quick tap. They're going the line.
Happy? Play on.
And not into touch.
So Jungler Bennett can't hold on to that one there, unfortunately.
Opportunity now for Tonga in the Australian half.
Great presence of mind there from the winger, wasn't it? Just kicking the ball, punting the ball back in.
Just set up. Okay, thanks. Crouch. Bind. Sit.
So, scrum by Tonga comes out the back. They've had a bit of luck on the right-hand side this afternoon. The halfback's gone out to either wing or fullback there, combining in, looks like on the fullback, because fullback's gone to wing. Here we go. 13 is Osama.
Nice pick and drive by Osama there. Saw that opportunity and made a good 5 metres.
Another jump.
Again.
He jumped into it. It was already committed.
Well,
Doing it
it's
now.
rocks and diamonds, absolute rocks and diamonds. Here we go, the big fellas now.
Oh,
Out the back door
what a
pass.
pass.
Ahofono bumping off. The Tongans, will they score? Asika.
Brilliant pass. Here they go again.
Pick and drive one more time. Have they got more in them? Australia have to be good here to hold them out. Tonga reloading. Couple of minutes to go. Good drive. Big bodies collide. Another big bodies collide in there.
Crowd willing them on. Seems like the Aussies in the crowd are willing them on as well. Here's the opportunity.
Oh, simple maths, but he's butchered it. There was numbers there.
It's still on out left.
Wait, can't get out of the way. It's on. Can't get the halfback, just can't get it away.
There it
Here
is.
we go. This place is going to erupt.
Advantage. No
Advantage
release.
to Tonga there. Australia not rolling.
Tonga very patient here.
Still playing advantage.
Tofa, number 6. Offload there. The big men collide one more time.
Great tackle there by Fox, I think it was. Drove the player right back.
Hold here.
This is great patience by Tonga. Great patience by Australia in defence as well. They'll want to keep a clean sheet.
Let it come. Hold there, Green.
Dring rolls out of the way. Well,
There
Try.
it is.
and that's it. That was great, great patience by Tonga. Really, really quality rugby.
We'll let the pictures do the talking here about the number of players that were involved in this passage of play, but just fantastic work by Tonga. That pass there, number 22, that was superb, an absolute pearler.
And this is what they were trying to do in the first half.
I think the key in this second half is their replacement halfback. The ball from the breakdown has been much quicker.
What's that, sorry?
Great team try.
Yeah, mate,
Oh,
that's
great
why I didn't
team
penalise
try.
it, 'cause your player's already
But one of
committed
those
and
things
he's
where the
jumped, so
ball
we
just
played on.
didn't die.
Okay?
Sensational patience.
It's a shame we don't have the stats on the number of phases in that try, but involved a number of players as well. That's what you want to see, a real team try, and that'll lift them now.
Tongan schools score their first try of the match through number 20.
Well, 55-5 with 56 minutes gone. 60 points in today's game.
One thing's for sure, all these games this week have been very entertaining to watch. Good running rugby, good simple rugby on many occasions, and then something like we've just seen there, a real team effort.
So Trix nearly charges, Dwala nearly charges that one down. So Moala misses that one.
Unsuccessful. Australian Barbarians.
And only just missed it. It was under a fair bit of pressure. Here's that replay again. Just look at this pass here from 22. That's a pearl. That's superb. Look at that out the back of the hand. That's just absolute class.
Perfectly weighted, wasn't it, to a big number 8 running through. Here we go. Tonga. Can they score back-to-back tries? 13 minutes to go.
Play on.
Jack Winchester back on the field. Tonga again, trying to come out of trouble, unfortunately, one more time.
Still playing advantage.
Archer Holtz, the big man. Whoa, the big man gets driven back very well.
Advantage, always under pressure, knock on by Red.
Tonga got a bit of a second life here.
As we know, just that bit of a couple of passes stick and everything seems to stick.
And that passage of play then. Had that stuck, I think they're away again for another opportunity. Good crowd here at Ballymore. And building with Australia versus New Zealand shortly after this game.
Crouch.
So Lachlan Albert,
Bind.
fresh legs on the field. Him and Tane Edmed, 9 and 10, 21 and 22.
Okay, Green, I need you to be a bit more stable when you set up, okay? The last couple of scrums, you guys were a bit unsettled. Okay?
So big number 17, Brad Kuhn from St Pat's in Shorncliffe.
Crouch. Bind. Okay, stand up. Okay, the issue I'm having is you're both leaning on this side, okay? So I need you to keep this space. You're both leaning at the same time. We need to keep our gap, okay?
So plenty of discussion out the back here with the scrum half talking to number 12, Cray.
Crouch.
On the right-hand side, you've got Edmed and Waite.
Sit.
Goes to the right-hand side, out towards the big man. Waite. It's Edmed, puts a little kick through. The kick through for Haloti try time. Haloti Whenua from Victoria Uni. So it was well picked up at the back by Lachlan Dring.
And that little kick by Edmed, just in behind the Tongan line there. Unfortunately,
Try for Australian Barbarians was scored by number 23, Whenua Haloti.
here it is.
Just dotting the ball
Put
down.
that try down to Edmed's vision to see that there was space behind.
And a bouncing ball with this bit of dampness on the field as well. And the rain has kept off, so it's, as we know, like I said before, Ballymore's a very good field to drain, and it's going to be hopefully a bit more of a dry track for the next game coming up.
So 62-5.
In the last 10 minutes of this game. So Scott Young, tell me, any players have really stood out for you this afternoon? So who are you looking at the future? What do you think?
Oh, look, I was really impressed with Nongor. I think I've been impressed with him all week in the games that I've been watching. But look, Tajek, Minogue was good, and Cray and Waite in the centres. It's a fairly balanced team, this Australian Barbarians. I see some future Super Rugby players certainly out of this team. There's no doubts about that.
Yeah,
but for me, Nongor is a bit of a standout in this team in terms of the fact that he's such a big guy and he's got a bit of pace, plays with a lot of passion and guts, and impressive.
Yeah, very good. And I just can't understand how big he is and how fast he is anyway. So kick off one more time. Just under 10 minutes to go. Jungala Bennett. He's got a very good left foot.
And yourself, Michael, who have you been impressed with?
I'm very impressed with both second rows this afternoon. I've been real big fans of all the second rows coming through the GPS competition. But Fred Frutrell and Zach Perrin, I think we've got some good future for the second rows of Australian rugby.
Yeah, good height there. And Fox, who's come on as well, is certainly real timber, which is great.
So can Tonga pull one more try out of the inside ball? Philly Mo'ohala.
Fine. 8's won it. 8 was fine.
Yeah, good work by Kelso there to win that ball.
Yeah, their back row's been very strong this afternoon in Australia. So Zach Crothers, the reserve hooker, takes the hit up. Out the back door one more time. Cray inside to Jungala Bennett. Bennett sees three big bodies in front of him. I don't blame you, mate. Perrin, inside ball. Here we go. Contact is made. Zach Crothers one more time. Good turnover.
It's great work by Tonga.
So Tongan Schools looking to add to their 5 points. Right foot step. Try to accelerate. Referee says that's okay. Over the top of the ball was Barnabas. Been very good this afternoon. Gets on the outside of Edmed. Gets on the outside of Edmed.
Great work.
The number 9. Will he go all the way? He gets past. He gets past. He gets past. He doesn't throw the pass. Fred Tricks over the top of the ball. Referee says that's okay. Play on.
Let it come green.
This place will go off again if Tonga score. The higher jumper. He's not going to. Oh, he's going low this time. No opportunity to go high. There's numbers here for Tonga. There's 7 on none.
And an advantage. Here it is.
They've
Just
got to
through the
score.
hands.
No, they haven't.
What a shame.
There was 7 on none.
13's in trouble here from the Barbarians.
13.
Well, there's two opportunities there. The little number 9, all he had to do was pass inside as well.
You've never made an attempt to go back on side.
And we've got a sin bin happening here. Deliberate offside, yellow card, and it's Dennis Waite off to the bin. So here's the 7 on none.
Offside, cynical infringement.
So yeah, so Waite, we won't see him for the rest of the game. So Tonga just had to go ahead, stick the ball in hand. Pick and drive, Tonga, they'll be hard to stop here. Number 7, Barnabas, as usual, always there.
Great defence by Barnabas, but here it is.
Numbers again.
Play on, backwards.
They'll be hard to stop here, Tonga. Good contact one more time. The 22, inside ball.
He likes that little inside flick.
Leave it 7.
Patolo, number 16, crawling, wants to score a try for his country.
Advantage, 23 offside.
There's going to be a few problems here, I think. Fanua. Getting off. Try time.
Ball on the line. Ball on the line. Ball on the line.
Wow.
Try.
So just a little pick and drive there right at the end.
I mean, and look, they deserved that try with that great lead-up work. It was just a shame that the first 2 opportunities they didn't get that inside ball, but there it is. Good possession, dominance, and the territory and the points come up.
It has been enjoyable to watch. Those passes are sticking now. It's wonderful. Tongan rugby. For those of you watching back in Tonga, how good's that? 10 points.
Yeah, that flick pass by Maesi on a couple of occasions. He's a good little player. Again, another team try. Both their tries have involved multiple players and passing and phases.
So we see in this on the right hand of your screen, Biliami Napa'a receiving some attention. So stay tuned after this match. You're going to see Australian schools versus New Zealand schools. Rugby.com.au, all the up-to-date action, all information, everything you need to know about rugby. Jump on that site. Kick-off by Edmed. Just under 4 minutes to go.
Back off red, play on.
Here's a high jumper. Osika. They're going to go high or low. Which way are they going to go? In and away. Simple numbers on the left-hand side of the park. Australia have to be careful here. There's that man again getting involved twice. He's been hard to stop this afternoon. That was Barnabas again, just annoying cut-out pass there. That
Backwards.
Ball needed to go to hand. Ahofono, the big man, inside ball.
Back off green, play on, back off green.
Now they've got coming home with a wet sail.
He's
Patolo.
fine, he's got up.
Referee says that one's okay.
Can't just dive over the ruck.
A little
Entry.
bit fortuitous there
And
for
diving over
Australia,
the
I
ruck.
think.
Mark's here. Yep.
Oh, no. Yep. Was on the ball. That's fair enough. Good call by the referee.
So Bennett out to Edmed. Edmed in and away. Not much of him, but he gets tackled.
Counter-ruck's
Body
good.
height by Tonga. Sensational.
Yeah, good
Can't pull it
counter-ruck
back
there
into the
by
ruck.
Tonga.
Holding on.
Here we
And
go.
the quick tap.
Enough. We've got a hat-trick of leaps. Hat-trick.
This game's going to go viral.
Well, I've never seen a jump in rugby until last week. Now
I've
it's
seen
in 3.
5. It's brilliant. It's just adding to the whole occasion.
So here we go. Tonga with a one last burst. Can we see one more? Here we go. Here he goes again. That's Moala. 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 He's going to score. Bennett. Moala.
Oh, superb. And it all comes back from the hurdler. That's just brilliant rugby.
Well, that'll do, mate.
No, that's worth coming for that.
Oh.
That was fantastic rugby. Let's have a look at this again. The quick tap. There it is. The third one or the fourth one for the day.
Oh.
And just through the hands, the pace there, into the gap. That's just brilliant rugby. Beats 3 players. Then we think the Bennett's
here,
got him
red.
here, but no, he reaches out. That's a brilliant try again by Tonga.
And the big number 8. So,
Oh, well.
we don't kick him, we score him. So, Viliami Ahofono.
But how entertaining has this last 20 minutes been with the Tongans playing rugby like that? That classical Islander flair. I mean, it's brilliant.
Well, as we know, both teams nothing to lose this afternoon, everything to gain. But Tonga walking away here with 15 unanswered points. And, yeah, just come home on the wet sail. One more time for Tonga. Just under a minute to go by our clock. Referee's got the sole man of time. Left and right foot step. Let's see if we get one more jump in the air. You never know. Good line again by Tonga. Napa'a.
A big run by him. Just bustling up the middle there. Here's an opportunity.
Knock on.
Unfortunately there.
What a shame. They had the numbers there again.
You could just feel the anticipation rising, and unfortunately let the balloon out. So, referee, like we said, got the sole time man. The hooter's gone in the background, but Australia want to hold.
Patience, wait for the call.
We want to finish strongly.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. Slip. Slip here. It's just a slip.
So it should be last play of the game this afternoon. Coming up after this game, Australia's schools versus New Zealand schools.
Crouch.
What's your tip for that one, Michael?
Oh,
Sit.
I'd like to say Australia, but just seeing what New Zealand did to the Barbarians last week, I think they're going to be a bit too strong. Not going to be a blowout, but it'll be quite close.
Yeah, I think it'll be close, and I think the key of that will be if Australia can get early points, and that's what we saw when New Zealand teams
22's won it.
lose. Teams get a lead early on.
Guys, little knock on the ground there. That's the game.
So that's it. The Australian Barbarians 64, Tonga 15. So I think if we can take away from that, Tonga came home with a wet sail, and they should get their air miles for how much time they spent in the air this afternoon.
Yeah, fantastic. Great game of rugby. I'm really pleased to see the Tongans come back, but let's not forget about that very, very good performance by the Australian Barbarian side. That a real team effort, a number of future stars out there today, and I'm sure the Super Rugby franchise is looking for players of the future. Saw quite a few out there today, Michael. A thoroughly enjoyable game.
Well, really interesting. I think when Tonga brought on their new halfback and fly half and put their number 9 out to fullback, anything happened when he was running around.
Yeah, exactly. The 9 seemed to spark better out wide, and number 22, I've forgotten his name there, Mayasi. The ball from the breakdown was much quicker. But look, very good, entertaining game of rugby, and well done to both sides.
So that's it for us for this afternoon. My name is Michael Chettle. Scott Young, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, Australia versus New Zealand schools, Rugby.com.au. Good afternoon.